It's not my fault I'm like this when it comes to theme parks and amusement parks. Really, it's not. So people say that I'm a little crazy when it comes to roller coasters and theme parks and stuff like that. And my dog's doing zoomies. Hello. People say I'm a little crazy when it comes to theme parks like Disney and amusement parks and roller coasters. And I've been accused of being a little bit out there, but it's not my fault, really. It kind of started when I was, a little guy. The very first memories I ever had, really, of theme parks and amusement parks, we had a little kiddie land at Sacramento by the zoo. It's actually still there. It's called Funderland. Neat little place, but I don't remember a whole lot of it. What I remember are my very first trips to what was then Marriott's Great America in California in the family vacations. My dad worked a lot, so we didn't get a whole lot of time with him. But when we decided that when they opened up Marriott's in 1976, we were their opening year. My dad decided he was going to do this in a way that we could get the most out of it and actually took a day off of work. That was a little unusual for him. But we went on Tuesday, Thursday, typically, when other people were still at work. He'd take the whole day off, we'd drive down, and I can still remember as a kid, at the time, you would see it miles away. You could see the Sky Tower and a couple other rides, and it's all surrounded by office buildings and stuff now. You can't see it until you're there. And even then. But I remember my excitement as a kid. We got there before opening, stayed there all day, left at closing. We would see every show. We would ride every ride, usually multiple times because we would go on days that were quiet. There weren't a whole lot of people. And I remember from the beginning, my dad, when he wanted to walk, was a fast-paced walker. And we hit that gate, and it's gone. We actually, he would get the lines first, and then we would catch up to him because we were slower, because we were little. I was 6, 7 years old at the time. And at the time, you didn't have the big stigma over saving a place for the kids to come up. Now people are like, line cutting, no! And I totally get that. I'm actually in that same camp. But at the time, it wasn't as big a deal, partially because the lines were shorter. We would get off a ride, and somebody, usually my dad, would charge off to the next ride and hold the place in line, and then we would catch up. That's assuming that we went to another ride. Half the time, because the lines were short or non-existent, it was walking off, running around, and going back on it again. And again, my dad's the one who really got this going. If you watch me at a park now, it's kind of similar. We would do this so often that my dad actually came up with this little chant song that me and my sister would do with him.
Do it again! Do it again! We're crazy! Do it again!
And we would get the ride ops and stuff laughing at us because we would just go around circles. Good example is Tidal Wave at Marriott's Great America, then California's Great America. We would ride that thing 5, 6, 7 times in a row because it was just a matter of walking around and getting back on because there wasn't a line. That was where I learned early on. Go on days that there's no lines, get there at opening, stay all day. When we planned our family vacations, we always had amusement parks at the center. And I can remember the first time going to Disneyland, and we did Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. Trying to remember what else we did. The alligator farm that used to be across the street from Knott's Berry Farm. Yeah, it's been a while. Universal Studios. And again, planned it so we were there during the week, and we did everything. Here's a mind-boggling thing. We did Disneyland in one day at the time, and we did just about everything. I can tell you the things that we didn't do. We didn't ride the carousel. We didn't ride Dumbo, which made me mad because I really wanted to ride Dumbo. We didn't ride the Casey Jr. train. I think that was the only things that we didn't ride on that trip. We did everything. Can you imagine a day at Disneyland and actually riding just about everything? Oh, plus the shows and seeing the parades and yeah, open to close, we did it all because high pace, boom, boom, boom. So as I got older, I kind of copied my dad's approach to a park. Go on slow day, be there before opening, stay till close, and race. Yeah. And of course, my kids are the same, similar to what I was, slow down. They have not picked up the pace so much. They can go when I'm going. They'll work to keep up with me. But my son and my daughter are very much more laid back. Hey, let's take our time and enjoy this. They're much more like my wife in that regard. But I've always, ever since I was little, thanks to my dad, it's really been high pace. Let's go. Let's get it done. Let's do everything. Let's do it multiple times if we can. Let's try and go on a day. And I've operated that way ever since. So, yeah, I apologize to my kids. Yes, I'm a little crazy. And we've had videos where I've had them talk about what it's like to go to a theme park with me. And I think the word that my daughter used was exhausting. Oh, yeah. I still love to do it. Things are changing a little bit, and I'm actually going to talk about that in another video, which will post day after this one. But, yeah, ever since I was little. So, I would go to parks by myself or on school trips. I would wear out my friends on the school trips to the park. Again, Honor Society trip, let's go to Great America. I'm ready to go. I'm charging. And we had one guy who was into sports and everything. He told me at the end of the day, I still remember this, getting onto the bus and him looking at me and going, "How do you do that, man? Where do you get all that energy?" I'm like, adrenaline. I love this stuff. I didn't love big roller coasters for quite a while. They scared me to death. But I've got that story in another video as well. So I'll put a link in the description to that one because I don't want to bore you. But yeah, I've been trained and bred this way. It's not my fault. Are you like that at a theme park too? I would love to hear your stories. Tell me what it's like. Where did you learn your approach to theme parks? Please share it in the description below. Thank you again to my financial supporters. They bless me so much, and we've got so much more going on. Looking forward to talking to several of them on Zoom calls coming up this week and next. That's one of the perks. If you want to know more, check the description below. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. God bless. Really, it's not. It's... My dog is running around here. All right. Okay. People say, "You're just being weird, dog." I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. Be sure to share them in the comments below, or you can contact me. There's information in the description that has my email address, fan pages, information about merchandise, and so much more. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and if you haven't already, hit the button right up there to subscribe. And in fact, if you did enjoy this, I've even got another video for you right here. And also about these wonderful people here, those are my YouTube members and my patrons, the ones whose financial support makes this possible. I couldn't do it without them. If you want to know more about that and the perks that come with it, well, be sure to check the description. There's a link right down there. Thank you so incredibly much. God bless.